Blog Talk Radio.
You know what time it is. Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, the latest scoop. From Mr. Coop, from Mr. Coop, from Mr. Coop. Hang with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, the latest scoop. From Mr. Coop, from Mr. Coop.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Season 5 is still going strong, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do tune in to the BigScoopWithCoop.com where you can catch the latest episodes from Season 1 all the way up to Season 5. Also, make sure you do follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MCOOP317. Also, make sure you do follow me on Facebook, Facebook.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today is actually someone that's actually been in the music business for a while now. She's done big things. I will try to get her reconnected back on. Basically, guys, make sure you take care of yourself out here at the same time. And the reason I'm saying that because, guys, I'm fighting pneumonia right now as we speak. So I'm trying my best to get everything, get my body back in health and back in shape. So anybody, if you feel any type of crazy weight inside your body or anything, make sure you do go to the doctor, get yourself checked out and everything, because I'm not going to lie, this pneumonia is no joke. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that. Make sure you do take care of yourselves out there, people, because this is something that is not to play with at all. So I did have to get that out there. Also, big shout-outs to everyone that's doing something positive in their life right now. I had to actually, throw that out there. I'm proud of a lot of people that I know that's actually doing big things, accomplishing their dreams at the same time. So I definitely want to let you know that at the same time, man. This is something that's really been on my mind lately, very powerful. So make sure you do that now. Also, everyone, make sure I'm giving you time to go tell your family, friends, associates, haters. Tell everyone to tune in to this episode because my guest is actually one of the makeup artists off of the hit ABC show, Blackish. Also, she has a jazz CD out. She's a jazz musician. I've heard her. She's doing great things and big things. So I'll give you time right now. Go call in. Go call your friends. Tell them to go to blogtalkradio.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Go tell them right now. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to hold you up much longer because, like I said, my guest, she's doing big things, and it's something I can't take away from her. Make sure you do check out her hot single, Peel Me a Grape. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Angie Wells. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, anytime. It's a pleasure to have you here. I do apologize for the technical difficulties earlier. Just found out, and I was telling the world a while ago, and I'm fighting pneumonia right now, so the doctor had me held up. Oh, my goodness. Yes. So it's no joke. I was telling everybody, if you feel funny in your body, go get checked out because you don't know what it is. I thought it was just a sinus infection, but I found out it was way more than that. So
you can't play with pneumonia. You really can't play with that.
Yes. So I do want to give a public apology to the whole world and to yourself, Ms. Wells. I do apologize. I know the show was originally supposed to be at 5 o'clock, and I'm just getting back into the studio right now. Ran there and had to hurry up and get on this show because I couldn't miss this. I've been waiting for a long time to have you on my show.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. So far, how's your day so far?
Well, it's been an interesting day. I'm actually on vacation in the Dominican Republic, but it's been raining on us every day, like pouring rain.
Wow.
So that's been not quite what I was expecting, but I'm making the most of it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Definitely what I'm talking about. Angie, before we start the show, I just want to go on and give you a shout out for everything that you have done in your career from the beginning. And people that's listening worldwide, you're going to see the reason why I'm giving Angie a shout out ahead of time. She has accomplished big things. And Ms. Wells, thank you very much for everything you have done from the television industry all the way to your music. Thank you. Thank you a million times. Yes. Now, Ms. Wells, on this show, we do talk about how you started in your career, your success, give advice on how to get into your career, and much more. When did you first realize that you had like a great love for jazz music?
I was literally five years old. My dad, when I was growing up, my father listened to all jazz and blues, and I remember in particular on Sunday afternoons after my mom and I would come back home from church, my father was a barber, so Sunday was like his first day off. So he would stay home and he would play vinyl all afternoon of, old great jazz artists, Sarah Vaughan, Yusef Lateef, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Carmen McRae. These were the artists that I heard growing up, and I really grew to love that music. And also at the age of 5, I was very fortunate that the school that I was going to in Philadelphia, Count Basie actually came by to visit the minister who used to run the school. And basically he played for us for about an hour, which was great. So when I told my mother that night when I got home from school, there was a nice man that came to our school. They said his name was Count somebody. Because at a 5, you wouldn't really remember. And my mother said, Count Basie? And I said, yeah. She said, okay, honey, sure, he did. And so, because she said I was confused. And when she came to school the next day, the teachers told her, said, oh, yeah, Mr. Basie came. He played for about an hour for the kids. And, I couldn't stop moving. I just remember just really loving that music. So that's kind of how it started for me.
And you know what, man, I tell anybody whenever you do something at a young age and, that love kicks in, that's something that's going to be kind of hard to shake off. It makes you feel like it's going to be predestined for you to do something in that department. And look at you now. Peel me a grape. We're going to talk about that in a second. But, you're doing things that you had a love for in the beginning. Now, I'm not going to lie. I wish I could have saw your mom's facial expression when she found out it really was him that came to the school. I know that probably tore her up right there. Seriously.
She was surprised. She was certainly surprised.
Wow. And everyone, like I said, make sure you do tune in live right now. Tell your family and friends, associates, haters, tune in. blogtalkradio.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Also, we're live right now on Facebook, facebook.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. You do not want to miss this episode today. You really don't. Now, you did, talked about him that he came to your school, but were there any other jazz musicians that you looked up to that actually influenced your career to take the style of jazz that you have? Was there any additional?
Sure, absolutely. I would say Sarah Vaughan definitely was one of my first influences. Carmen McRae and Anita O'Day. And, of course, how could you sing jazz without being influenced at some point by Ella? So, Ella Fitzgerald. And, those were my big 4. And I would say Nancy Wilson a bit as well.
Okay. Nice. Now, with you starting your career and you start going up in your career, were there any type of obstacles or hurdles that got in your way to get to where you're at today that you had to cross over?
Well, I have to say I've been kind of blessed. It hasn't been too hard. I haven't been singing for a very, very, very long time. So it's I've had a pretty fortunate rise. I've met some wonderful people who have kind of pushed me up. You need people to either reach down and pull you up or somebody from the back kind of pushing you. So you get a combination of somebody helping you from the front by pulling you forward and somebody helping you from the back by pushing you forward. It does make things a little easier. And I've been fortunate that I've met some people who just were very supportive of me. So it hasn't been too horrible. I mean, the thing is with jazz, it's not the most popular music of today. So we're really working to try to keep it alive, and we're hoping that folks will continue to listen to it.
Well, I believe, Ms. Wells, that you're going to always have, not just you, but the whole world of jazz will always have that following. I mean, of course, we know there's other music out there like hip-hop and R&B, but that grown folks music, that jazz music, it's something that's soothing to the soul when you hear it. And people that have never heard jazz, you need to jump on it, and you need to listen to it. It's something when you hear the beat, when you hear the sax play, when you hear that guitar go, when you hear the voice, and yes, Miss Angie Wells, hint, hint. When you hear the voice, it comes all together, and it's like one motion for the soul. You can't beat it. You definitely can't beat it. So that's just not my personal opinion. A lot of people have said that, and I agree with everyone also. So I want to say big shout outs to you. You're doing the thing in this jazz world, and no one can take that away from you, Angie. Nobody. Now, I know you said that you haven't been singing for a long time, but were you always the lead singer since you started?
Yes, I've always been a lead singer. I've always been what they call a band leader or a lead singer, and I've been very fortunate to be, have some great rhythm sections to work with some really of the best jazz musicians in the country, actually some in the world. I'd say that I've had the opportunity to work with. But yes, I've always been a lead singer.
Nice. Now, I want to touch on this. I will touch on this for a second. I don't want to focus on this, but I'm going to touch on it for a second because I personally want to know. Not only you're a jazz singer, you are the makeup artist for the ABC hit show Blackish. So you're doing the thing. Is it hard for you to balance your life between being a musician and taking care of business on that show Blackish?
Yes, it can be quite a challenge because, when you shoot a television show like that, we're working on average about 61 to 64 hours a week, which means most of my days I am up at, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't get back home until most nights about 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. So we have very, very long days, and for a singer, rest is extremely important because it affects your vocal cords. So it can be very tough balancing, getting enough rest or trying to get enough rest, and you want to gig on the weekends and have, a nice, healthy, strong-sounding voice, but you're sleep deprived.
Yes.
So yes, it can definitely be a tough juggling act. Plus, I have a child and a husband, so I definitely got a lot of balls in the air.
Yes, you do. You really do. Big shout out to your family. I hope all of you all are having fun. Big shout outs, lovely family. Big shout outs to ABC Blackish, everybody out there. Anthony Anderson, I'm not sure if you're listening to the show or not, but your crazy self, please don't drive Miss Wells crazy. Cause I know she probably laughing at you every day that she's on the set with you. So I think anybody would be also. So I got to give shout out to everybody on that. Definitely. Now, how excited were you when you found out that you did have some type of role or impact when they called you to come help out with Blackish?
Well, I've been working with Anthony off and on for about, I guess at this point now, about 15 years. So usually if he gets something where he can pull me on, he generally does. However, when I read the script for this show, I knew that this show was going to be something special.
Of course.
And I was very excited to be a part of it. As you know, the show's been Emmy nominated.
Yes.
The actors have been Emmy nominated. They've gotten People's Choice nominations, and so it was very exciting to be able to be part of something that I felt was special and that was going to present us as in another way. Sometimes people just want to see black people in one type of lifestyle Well, we have a lot of lifestyles like everybody else does, and I just felt it was really nice to, see something where we're shown as, middle class, working family, with the upper middle class they are. It's sort of like today's Huxtables, I guess.
Right. It definitely is. Now, Angie, just to let you know, if y'all need somebody new on the show, if you need a second cousin to pop up on the show or something, I'm right here. I'm an actor. Been to 2 movies, got to throw that out there. So just to let you know, big shout out to everybody again. Now, Angie, back to you though. How did you come up with this hot new single, "Peel Me a Grape"?
Well, "Peel Me a Grape" was written and published in 1962 by a gentleman named Dave Frischberg, and he was an American jazz pianist, a vocalist, and a composer. He actually wrote this song, but I think the first person to kind of put it on the charts or make people aware of it was a jazz singer named Blossom Dearie. And she had a very interesting voice. It's almost like a little girl voice, but she would sing really sometimes very naughty songs or really cute songs with great messages. But she was sort of an old school, simple jazz singer, usually just sang with a piano. And this was a song that I'd heard her do. And just loved the lyrics. I'd also heard Nancy Wilson's version with Ramsey Lewis, and just love that version as well. And Diana Krall has done it. It's a song that's definitely been done. It's not one that's picked all the time, but it's just such a cool set of lyrics. I just liked the whole meaning of the song, and I thought it was a fun song to sing.
Wow, and you killed that song. You really killed it. I like it. I think everybody's heard it. Yes, you have done your thing on that. Please continue to hold that one in your repertoire. Please continue to sing that song also. Please do.
I will.
Thank you very much. Now, I think you have your album. Isn't it dropping next year? Love and Mischief.
Love and Mischief is the title of the album, and it will be dropping on, I'm hoping, Valentine's Day. We have to kind of plan. You got to get it on that right day of the week. So I'm still working with my folks to get the exact date, but it will be somewhere near Valentine's Day. I'd love to release it on Valentine's Day, so I'm thinking that's probably going to end up being the day.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen worldwide, make sure you do go pick up Love and Mischief next year. Hopefully it'll drop Valentine's Day. If not, trust me, you will find out when it drops. Get the album. You cannot beat this jazz album. Go get it. Please do. Next year, 2017, put it on your calendar. Make sure you get this thing. Yes. Angie, are there any other projects that you're working on that you would like to talk about?
Well, right now, just, trying to get this finished. The main thing is my focus is really on the Love and Mischief release, and as soon as I can get that going, I've started writing other music for my next project, but I'm kind of holding back on jumping into that until I can get Love and Mischief released, and then I'll be ready to kind of get started on the next one.
Nice. Well, everybody, make sure you do catch up with her. Now, Angie, how can your fans who's listening right now, how can they, or people that's introduced to you for the first time, how can they find you on social media?
They can find me on Instagram at Angie Wells Jazz, all one word. They can also find me on Twitter, again, Angie Wells Jazz. You can find me on Facebook at Angie Wells Jazz Vocalist, and you can also find me on Facebook at Angie Wells. So the Angie Wells Jazz Vocalist is a fan page, but if you want to reach out and become a friend, just look out for Angie Wells, just Angie Wells. That's it. You'll see me with a red dress, and that's the picture you want to click on to.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen worldwide. Make sure you go follow on social media to catch up with her. You'll catch up with the latest and greatest of what's going on. Also, I believe Angie will be posting on social media. She'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she'll be posting on social media soon, close to the time that the album is going to drop for Love and Mischief. So make sure you do follow her. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. keep up with her. This woman is a busy woman, and she's doing big things at the same time. So make sure you follow her. Make sure you do. Angie, what is your ultimate goal in the music industry?
My ultimate goal is to be a respected jazz artist, who is staying true to the type of music that I want to do, staying true to my own vision of creativity for the music that I want to sing, but definitely to be respected within my industry as someone who's a hard worker and who tries to maximize their talent, and also to be someone who's fun and easy to work with and fun to listen to.
It seems like you already hit your ultimate goal. You got that already. Seriously. Nice. Now, Angie, I know you're on vacation. You're a busy woman. I'm not going to hold you up. But what advice would you give any male or female that wants to pursue a career in jazz?
I would say, first off, be true to yourself. That's first of all. Secondly, don't let people say things to you like, oh, you're going to become a jazz artist. There's not that much money in jazz. You're not going to, there's not, because a lot of people will sort of naysay you when it comes to jazz, especially people who are not true lovers of the music. And, I believe that if you're good at something and it's truly the thing that you're meant to do, you're going to be just fine doing it, regardless of whether it's the hot thing or the popular thing or whatever, because there's a place for you. There's your special place that no one else can occupy. And no matter what else is going on in the world, if that's the place you're supposed to be, you're going to be there no matter what else is happening. And I just say, know that and be true to yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. Everyone that's in the music industry, take that advice. Even if you're not going after jazz, that applies for anything you're doing in life. Make sure you keep going. The naysayers will say no. You say yes. Continue to do what you do. Ms. Wells, once again, I do apologize for everything. And I would love to have you back on the show again in the future.
I'd love to come back.
Oh, yes, definitely. Now, ladies and gentlemen worldwide, I will try something real quick. Ms. Wells don't even know I'm doing this or about to ask this, but I'm going to see if I can pull this out of her. Ms. Wells, can you give us at least 15 seconds of you going a cappella on Peel Me a Grape?
Okay, sure I will. Okay, guys, I got to do a little singing, so no sound. I'm talking to my husband and son.
No problem.
Okay, here we go. Peel me a grape. Crush me some ice, skin me a peach, leave the fuzz for my pillow. Tart me a smoke, talk to me nice. You got to wine me and dine me. Don't try to fool me, bejewel me. Either amuse me or lose me. I'm getting hungry, peel me a grape.
Whew! Don't give them no more, Ms. Wells. Let them go get the album. Go get that single. Go get the album. No more for free. You go get that. You heard that right there, what it can do. You heard what she can do. Ms. Wells, thank you a million times. Thank you again for coming on the show. Let your husband and your son, I'll tell your whole family, I said, thank you for giving me your time. I really enjoyed you. Yes, and big shout outs. Let Anthony Anderson, tell him I said hello, and the whole crew of Blackish. Continue to pursue your career. All right.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great night. And next time on a Big Scoop with Coop.
You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, the ladies Scoop. From Mr. Coop, from Mr. Coop, from Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Coop.